Masterclass, and very happy to have everything here.
Thank
Everyone
you.
here, yeah. So I would,
Yes.
what, how's the morning there, by the way?
Morning, I cannot show you because I have a background. Otherwise, I would have shown the morning, but you can see some sunlight coming, right?
Must be cold, I'm sure. So you're about to reach Christmas.
Yeah, but I'm in Florida, so it's not that crazy cold.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
Yes,
So
and yes, so how are you guys doing? How's your evening?
it is going well. Because we are now, India is experiencing winters. We are also entered into December, which is absolutely we are from Rajasthan, Jaipur, actually based at
Okay.
our head office is in Rajasthan. So yes, the winters are also touching us during this time of the year. Dr. Dubey, I would quickly tell you and or our audience the format of this entire masterclass, which we are going to have. We would have a 60 minutes presentation by you, which would be followed by an AMA, which we call it Ask Me Anything session, actually. So we would be open with the question and answer. You, everyone here who wants to ask any kind of, who's willing to ask any kind of question, can drop the question in the Q&A, and can also raise your hand once the session is over. So what we can do, we can take Dr. Dubey, we can take the question one by one after the session is over. Anyone who wants to speak to us can switch on their video. We would love to have you here on screen and we can talk directly to you. So the purpose of this masterclass, which is based on teen mental wellness, to help you all, we are including the parents, the teachers, the students, because as we understand, Dr. Dubey, that this entire ecosystem is actually is made by each participant. Let it be the parents, the students, or the teachers. We all have our own fixes, our own role to play, and it would be very crucial to have everyone in the class. So, Dr. Dubey, I would quickly introduce you to the audience with a small introduction we have here, all the accolades, and then the stage would be all yours.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So once again, though we have been talking about from where Dr. Shivam is coming and what all he has done, once again, I would like to brief you all that we are blessed to have Dr. Shivam as a speaker today evening. Dr. Shivam Dubey is a board certified adult psychiatrist by the American Board of Psychiatry and Neurology, which is ABPN, with a deep commitment to transforming mental health, education, and care as the founder and CEO of Mental Health Education, Inc., and co founder of Yes Mindy and the Mindset. He focuses on developing preventive, comprehensive, and compassionate solutions for mental well being. Uh, uh, yeah, just a minute. Yeah, passionate about teaching skills that help individuals thrive. Dr. Dubey creates the world's first mental health education curriculum and the Mighty Champion program, both designed to build 10 essential life competencies such as self-awareness, self-management, social awareness and resilience. Dr. Dubey, we would talk about this once again. We'll come back to your book, which has come actually to help these teens. A believer in love and kindness as the true driving force of life, he advocates teaching these values early to children for their holistic growth and fulfillment. Dr. Dubey completed his psychiatry residency at Harvard Medical School, where he was awarded Best Research paper in Human Development. He has extensive clinical experience practicing across Florida, North Carolina, and California, and previously served as clinical assistant professor of psychiatry at Indiana University School of Medicine. He is a fellow of the American Psychiatry Association, which is known as APA famously, and a mentor and a member of the American Society of Adolescent Psychiatry. His mission is clear: to bridge the gap between mental health education and care, empowering individuals to lead resilient, compassionate, and fulfilling life. So thank you once again, Dr. Shivam, to be here. We are honored to have you for our first masterclass of this very, very important series, which we have come up with on teen mental wellness. And the stage is all yours. So thank you very much once again for joining.
Thank you very much, Tolika. It was an excellent introduction for me. I would like to add a little bit more. I was born in Moradabad in Uttar Pradesh, UP. So I am from India. And you can see my accent. My accent is still Indian. And I grew up in Uttar Pradesh, and then I did my medical school from New Delhi, from University College of Medical Sciences. And after my MBBS, then I came to America and did my psychiatry residency at Harvard Medical School in Boston. And after that, I have been practicing as a psychiatrist uh, in America and in India. And while I was practicing it, I felt that there is a need for education, because we all talk about mental health problems, depression, anxiety, and all that rising in the world. But we are not invested in the prevention of that problem, so that the kids don't even get it. So that's why I started building the mental health education curriculum. If you guys know what is mental health is your ability to live your life with full functionality, whether it's your social life, your professional life. You should be able to enjoy it and live healthy without getting stressed, right? So
Yes,
mental health
yes.
education, what is mental health education? Mental health education is to teach you the skills so that you can be functional and enjoy your life healthy. That's
True,
what
sir.
mental
Very
health
true.
education is, and those are the skills that we teach in mental health education. That is it. We don't do any therapy, counseling. We just here to teach you those skills. Tulika, is it possible for you to start my share my presentation, or I can
So yeah, you can share.
I
You
can
just
share
try
it?
to share it. I'm
Okay.
sure you can do it.
Yeah, yeah. Let me do
People who
that.
are raising the hands, we are very happy to have your questions after the session.
Yes. 1 minute. Let's start the presentation. Yes, here it is.
Yeah,
So let's
yes, sir. You
start
can.
from the
We can see it. You can
beginning.
go full screen. Yeah.
So
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
how your brain under stress, how to use it and not let it use you. So session roadmap, we're going to talk about what stress is. We're going to talk about your brain when it feels overwhelmed, why pressure hits teens harder, and how to take control, and simple brain-based tools. Okay. So stress is not bad, right? We stress, actually, when we get stress, initially it helps us, take care of things, right? It's not a weakness. Stress is your brain trying to actually help you, right? The problem happens when we have chronic stress, right? If you chronically have the stress, then the problem will happen. Okay. So why stress feels overwhelming, why pressure hits hard, how to take control without suppressing emotions. So let me tell you about your brain. See, if you do not know about your brain, how will you even know what to do, right? So brain has three parts that I would like you to focus today. One is called prefrontal cortex. It's very important to know about your brain. Prefrontal cortex is actually the part of the brain which makes us human beings. It's the most developed part of the brain evolutionary. compared to other animals. This is what gives us the power to think. Gives us the power to focus, to manage things. It's our wise brain. And in teenage, it's still developing, but it's a very important part of the brain evolutionary. Then there is another part of the brain, you can see amygdala. This is like a limbic system. This is the part of the brain, we actually call it um like a emotional brain. It's the part of the brain which is very emotional. Okay, so prefrontal cortex, the wise brain, and the limbic system, amygdala, is the emotional brain. When you get emotional, that's where this brain light up. And there is another part of the brain, stem. That is actually we call it reptilian brain. Evolutionary is like part of the reptiles, similar to reptiles. So this part of the brain is very impulsive. When you react without even thinking, that is the brain stem. So the prefrontal cortex is the wise brain, limbic system is the emotional brain, and brain stem is the reactive impulsive brain. Is the brain stem, why is it important for us? See, right now you are breathing. You don't know, you're not breathing consciously, right? It's automatically running, right? Your gut is working, your heart is working, everything is working, right? It's because your brain stem is working. Similarly, when you react, when you behave, that is also stored in your brain. You don't have to think about it. So it's very important to learn about these three brains so that you know which part of your brain is working, right? Imagine you are in a situation where you are having conversation, or maybe you're having some fun. You don't want too much prefrontal cortex there. You want to enjoy, you want to enjoy emotions. So your emotional brain may be working. But imagine you are studying or having some serious conversations or making decisions. Then at that point of time, you don't want your emotional brain to be working. You want your prefrontal cortex to be working. So all brain are working and all are very important for you. But you have to understand that which part of your brain should be more active. So if you are getting very emotional, something stressful happen in your life, and you're emotionally, you're sad, you're angry, at that time, if you take a pause and see which part of your brain is working, and you say, hey, my emotional center is working. But if you're too emotional, you may sometimes even make wrong decisions. So you will take a pause, take a very deep breath, and say, okay, I'm going to activate my prefrontal cortex and I'm going to use my wise brain, right? So that is how you have to understand which part of your brain is very active. There's this actually a story. We teach this in schools. So one of the child who learned about it, once his parents were like fighting. So he went to his mom, say, Mom, you're using your brain stem, your reptile brain, when you are talking to dad. You're like just, you're not even thinking, you're just replying. Sometimes when we have argument, we don't even think, we just replying back and forth, and we are saying all kinds of things. Like you guys have seen, if you are fighting with your friend or something, you are this, you are that, and you just keep saying emotionally. You're not even making sense what you're saying sometimes. So that is when you're using your emotional brain. So if we are conscious, we can take a pause there and say, why are we using your emotional brain and hurting ourselves? Let's use our prefrontal cortex. And just with taking that breath, you can shift that actually. That is the power you have got. When you take a pause and take a deep breath, your system calms down, and then you say, okay, I'm going to use my wise brain. Okay, we'll come to that. Like I told you earlier, in teenage brain, this area is still developing. That is how biology works. Okay, that's not a weakness. So what happens when you actually get stressed? So like I said, if stress comes in short, little stress at a time, that's fine. That helps us do. If I am working and I'm in the hospital, and imagine somebody's like having a code blue, like somebody's dying or some emergency, it will cause a stress in my body, but that stress is helpful to me because I will go and get things done, right? But what if I'm having stress all day? These code blues are having all day. Then what will happen to my brain? This is very important concept to understand because your brain, your body, right, is a biological system. I hope you guys have learned in your science and biology classes that our brain actually releases chemicals, right? When your brain activates a danger or a stress, your brain releases a chemical called cortisol. And this cortisol then goes into your body and activates all your body. Your adrenaline will rush you. Like imagine you see a tiger, right? What will happen? All your body will get cortisol will increase and your body will be able to run and faster, right? It will give you adrenaline rush in your body. So but if you are getting this adrenaline rush all day, that means cortisol is up all day. What does cortisol does when it's elevated all day? It could actually cause serious medical problems. High cortisol for a long time can actually cause diabetes, insulin resistance, which we already know there's an epidemic of diabetes in India and all over the world. It can cause disrupt in your sleep. It can even cause hypertension. Is if your always adrenaline is high, then it can gradually lead to hypertension. I have seen some people are developing hypertension early in their lives because they're like always stressed, anxious, and that is because their cortisol is always up, right? So that is why it's important that stress, like I said, small stress is fine, but if you chronically stress, then it's a problem. So what is important is self-awareness. If you're not aware that you're stressed, because a lot of time we just try to push and don't take care of ourselves. We think we are not stressed, we'll take care of it later. And then gradually it causes enough damage to your body and brain that it you have to then you will get a setback. So if there is a chronic stress, that could actually change your chemicals in your brain, and then you can actually feel start feeling irritable easily because your adrenaline is always up. You will see that you are cranky, your focus is not good, your heartbeat is faster. These are the symptoms of stress. You will feel exhausted, you won't sleep too much, you are thinking too much, you're getting negative thinking. These are all symptoms of stress. So very important that we are self-aware that we are in stress so that we can stop it. If we are not aware of it, how will we stop it? Right? So it's important that we understand. So chronic stress, like I told you, when you're in chronic stress, your thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, does not work properly. So I get a lot of patients say, oh, my focus is bad, I can't focus, I used to be a good student, now I can't focus well. That's could one of the reason could be that you are have in the chronic stress for some time, and now your brain is not there for you, right? So this is very important that you understand what is chronic stress and what is short stress. Little bits, that's fine, but chronic stress actually takes hijacks your brain of the prefrontal cortex. Your thinking brain steps up and you more emotional. Before we deep dive into the stress again, I would like to actually go back a little bit and understand about ourselves. You are a body, right? You are a body. Your body is made up of brain. Your body has lungs, liver, heart, arms, legs, right? That's your body, right? That's what you are made up of. It is very important for us to understand our biology. If I ask you, where did you get this body from? Tulika, are you there?
Yeah. Yes,
If I
Dr. Dubey.
ask you, where did you get the body from? Your body from?
All
What
right.
would you say?
Okay. Okay. It is made up of, many things. Of course, we are born like that. That's what I can
Yeah.
say as a layman. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we are born with this body, but where did it come from? It come from our parents.
True.
We are
True.
born from our parents. So the design of our body is given to us by our parents, which have given us this DNA,
Our genes. Yes. Yeah.
our genes. The nose that you have may look like your grandmother or your mom, dad. That is because of the DNA. So even your brain is made up of your ancestral DNA.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body, everything is given to your body. So it's very important also to know the self awareness, that you know your body is coming from your ancestors. So if you know ancestors, somebody had depression, anxiety, stress, this response, it is possible that you could have inherited it. And why I'm talking about this today is that you must have seen some people are more prone to stress than others. It's genetic. Some people are more reactive than others. It is very important to be mindful of that. That if you know that in your family, in your biology, things like that exist, then you need to be proactive about it. How will you beat your biology? If there are genes in your brain which tells us that if you have that gene, you will be more reactive to stress. You will get stress earlier than others. It is already there. So it may be not because you are weak or this, it is built in. So very important today for everyone joining, please take a break for like 30 seconds or 1 minute and see in your family, anybody is more, your mom, dad, anybody is stressful, anxious, depressed, or in your ancestor, then you understand that you might have that. And this is knowledge, this is knowledge, and it's empowering. It's not a weakness, it's empowering, because it helps you when you're a teenager. It helps you know your ancestry so that you can build upon that. You can take care of things. If your mom and dad or anybody has more anxiety or something, or you feel that, you can take action so that you can take care of it. You don't end up repeating your ancestry. If your parents have diabetes and all that they developed earlier, you don't want to repeat that, right? So think about all the problems your mom, dad, and ancestors have and write it down so that you are proactively prepared for that. That is your biology. Another part of biology is how you live your life. Are you sleeping enough? Are you having constant stimulation to your brain? Hormonal changes in your body, or your body is healthy or not? That also causes stress. If you are not having good nutrition, if you're not sleeping well, right? This will lead to your brain to stress. See, whenever you think, your body consumes energy. You have to understand that your brain is consuming energy when you're thinking, when you're doing all these things. So all day when you are on your phone and TikTok and all that, that all this stimulation going in your brain is actually consuming energy. Literally, it's consuming energy in your brain. I don't know if you know about this term called ATP. ATP is the currency of your brain. It's developed in mitochondria. I don't know if you're in biology class, you must have heard of mitochondria. That's in your every brain cell has mitochondria where they produce ATP, and those ATPs are consumed when you are writing, thinking, whatever you're doing. So if end of the day you spend so much time doing so much thinking, like your friend said to you, you're not my friend, or you are not good, or whatever, somebody said something to you and you keep thinking about it, then all day your brain will is consuming energy. So at the end of the day, there will be a lot of waste products in your cells, brain cells. So when you go to bed, when you go to sleep, then your brain goes rest, and the Golgi bodies and other in your cells will remove those waste products and prepare you for next day. So if you don't have enough sleep, then how will you have the next day, your ATPs won't be enough. The energy won't be enough. And in the sleep, I want to tell you here, take this opportunity to tell you there are two kinds of sleep. One is called rapid eye movement sleep, which is your dream sleep. And there is another sleep called non-rapid eye movement, which is, sorry, the rapid eye movement sleep, which is the dream sleep. And the non-REM sleep is the deep sleep in which you don't have dreams. This is the sleep you want, actually. I mean, both sleeps are important, but that sleep is important too, very important, because in that sleep, if I put EEG electrodes on your brain activity will show that it's not very active. But in your dreamy brain, your brain is still thinking too much. It's still consuming energy. But in your deep sleep, actually your brain goes to rest and mitochondria produce more ATP for the next day, and that's you use that next day. But if you did not get good non-REM sleep, the deep sleep, then your brain hasn't recovered yet. Right? So two things about biology we learned. First about our genes and ancestry, and second, how are we taking care of our body? Are we exercising enough? Are we taking care of sleep? Are we taking care of nutrition? All that. So I would really like all of you today to sit down and think about your ancestry and think about how much you're sleeping and your nutrition, exercise. This is very, very important foundation for your mental health. Now, second is psychology. So, like I said, who are you? You are your body, right? So we talked about the body because the stress could come from there if you don't take care of it. Second thing is your psychology. Okay, and I'll give you an example. Imagine like your body is like a computer, like a hardware that you got from your parents, right? And in the computer, when you have hardware, it comes with some uploaded softwares when you open the computer, right? Windows and all that. But as you grow, as you later on, you update more softwares into it. Like in your phone, you update more softwares. You download this app, that app, these are all softwares. Similarly, your body is like a hardware that you got from your mom and dad. And as you grow up, you upload softwares. You uploaded the software of riding the bicycle. See, you didn't know how to ride the bicycle when you were born, but later on you learned it, and now when you ride the bicycle, you don't have to think about it. You just balance it automatically. Right, Tulika? We don't have to think about when we are riding the bicycle. It's just automatically we ride it.
Yeah,
Right? So that's like a
absolutely.
software we have uploaded.
Yeah.
So if you imagine you don't know how to swim, you go to swimming classes, and after 1 year you will be swimming without thinking because you uploaded a swimming software onto your hardware. So hardware also needs to be taken care of, which is our body. Second is the software, which is a psychological part of your brain. You are making your brain learn new softwares. You learn how to write. Now you don't have to think about write. See, when I write on my keyboard, I don't have to look at the keyboard. I'm just tuck, 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 typing. How does my brain know? How does my fingers know when I'm typing? Because with practice, my brain learned how to type without even looking at it. So it's like a software of typing uploaded in my brain, and it's automatic. I don't have to think about it, right? There's so many things we do that we don't have to think about it. Similarly, you have also uploaded the software. How do you perceive, analyze, and react or respond? So if your friend says something to you, you won't have to think much. You just reply to him. Or something, lot of things happening all day, you don't have to think about it. You just react. So that software also you have uploaded, and it's so unique to you. We all have that software. When my wife says something to me, I'm just automatically reply to her, right? Or or there are a lot of things we do in our lives. So it becomes very important that we upload good softwares. See, if when you are uploading a when you are growing up, and imagine you were not treated well, you were bullied, or you were told you're not good and all that, you may upload a software, I'm not good enough. Or you may upload a software, I'm not invited, I'm awkward. These are negative softwares. You may upload a software that whatever I do, it doesn't work, or I'm not perfect. And this, I mean, they cause all kinds of things. These are negative softwares that you could upload while you are growing up. And those softwares, those thinking will limit your potential all your life. It could, because you may have an opportunity, but because you have this limitation in your, or your belief, you have learned this software, you have uploaded it, that I'm not, I won't do good, or I want whatever, it could limit your ability to go with that opportunity. So it's very important at this point of time for all the parents and teachers to understand that very important, we actually call them core beliefs. These softwares we call in psychological term core beliefs. We are developing core beliefs all day. You know, when a child, like just imagine a little child just born, maybe 1 year old, and he's crying, and he's hungry or something, and his mom is like not there, and it happens repeatedly. That boy brain could learn that I am not loved. It's possible. And that is the problem happening these days, because we are very busy and consumed in our lives. Mom and dad both are working, coming home, and then when they're coming home, they have to do emails, take the kids to here, there, and a lot of time these things are happening unknowingly, and our child may develop a belief like that, things like that. And also with the social media, they are always comparing things, then that makes you develop beliefs also. So today I want you to think about it. And Tulika, I'm going to share actually a document that has 101 core beliefs that anybody could have, and you guys can actually figure out which core beliefs you have, because if you know your core beliefs, then you can work on it. They are 100% replaceable with practice. So imagine you uploaded a software, I'm not invited, or I'm not accepted. You can change that software. You can say, well, I'm not invited and accepted everywhere, but I'm accepted with my friends or my family. You can change it, core belief. So I'll give you the list of whole 101 core beliefs, where people can look at what core beliefs they have, because if they don't know what their core beliefs, how will they even work on it? So that's why I created this list of 101 core beliefs. And I'll also give you another document how you can change your core beliefs. And that is the see, our brain is neuroplastic. I don't know if you know this term. Please write it down. Neuroplasticity. 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 I really want you guys to take some really good concepts and some terms that will stick with you all your life. I don't know if I'll meet you again in future, but I want to give you this term, neuroplasticity. What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is your brain can relearn, is learning all day. Your brain can change, making new neurocircuits. That's how you learn how to ride the car, that you have a neurocircuit of driving the car. You have a neurocircuit of typing. You are creating neurocircuit. You have a neurocircuit. How do you feel? How do you behave? But the good thing is neuroplasticity means that your brain can relearn. So imagine if you guys don't know how to play guitar, or you guys don't know how to type on keyboard. If you practice 30 minutes every day for 1 year, what will happen after 1 year? Your brain will automatically learn how to drive the car, or you won't even have to think about it. So this is neuroplasticity. So anything I'm telling you, and if you feel, oh, I have that, I'm not, I think like that, what will happen? You can change it. You are the boss. Whatever softwares, you can upgrade them. you can download better softwares. And in today's world, we understand this. Uh, how does it work? So we can do it. So yeah, so I will share that document. So biology, I already told you about biology. You have to look into your ancestry. You also have to look your sleeping, nutrition. Maybe you guys can write down sleeping, nutrition, exercise, all that. And in psychology, you have to learn about your core beliefs. You should be aware of your brain, your behavior, psychology, the softwares that you have uploaded. Okay. And the third thing is social environment. Social environment is actually very tricky these days with social media. You're not just in your environment. Imagine you were living in a village, there was no social media, you just know about your village. That is your society, your social life. But now with social media, you have a social life in America. You from Facebook, you have friends, you are following the social life of America, Canada, or some other country. This is the problem, right? We are having so many social environments now. So we there is an overload social for social stress actually. Fear of disappointing others, comparison, and pressure to succeed. These are all our social factors. So very important that you know about your social factors. So how will you know your social factors? Well, you are in which, see what is your society, you're in which college, you're in which household, which city, that is a society. But if you are having problems in your social factors, like your mom and dad having problem, or you getting your school is having problem, or your city is having problem, these are the social factors affecting you. That is also causing you stress. If there's a war going somewhere in then that is a stressful factor also. So these are all biological stress, could come from your biology, from psychology, and some social factors, right guys? So you can also take a pause today and write down the social factors that are affecting you. Okay, great. So we learned about biological factors, psychological factors, social factors. Why is it important that we talked about it today? Because there is a competency called self awareness. Self awareness. Are you guys self aware? Today in this class, I just want you to take one thing from here, which is self awareness, that you are aware of yourself. Because if you are not self aware, then you just run by these automatic softwares that you have uploaded and you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes I say, the mindful, have you heard of the term mindful? Tulika, have you heard of mindful?
Yeah,
Term
of
called
course.
mindful. What
Yeah,
is that?
yes.
When I think about it, I say, what does mindful mean? Does it mean our mind is
Yeah,
full? I sometimes laugh on that. Mindful
yeah,
means that we are mindful of our mind. If we are not mindful of mind, and if we have lost our mind, how will we know? We are running on automatic softwares all day, and we are not even self-aware of what we are doing, how we are reacting. We just keep doing like a machine. Machine does that. Machine doesn't think. Machine just keep doing what it's supposed to do. Wake up, do this, do that. They don't pause and think and reflect on what they are doing. So are we becoming machines? That's another question you guys can write down. I would really like you guys to have some questions today from this class that you can explore. Are we just behaving like machines, or are we using our prefrontal cortex and actually thinking what we are doing and improving ourselves? But how will you improve yourself if you don't know who you are? What made you? If you don't know your biology, your body, if you don't know your psychology, your core beliefs, if you don't evaluate your social factors, how will you even take charge of it?
yeah,
So that is what. So we talked about chronic stress, right? Stress before exams, games, and all that. That is normal. But if you have chronic stress, as we said, And signs of chronic stress, we talked about always tired, overreacting, avoiding, scrolling to escape, right? These are chronic stress. And I told you, when you're in chronic stress, your cortisol is up and your mind is working too much, your brain is working too much, consuming all these energies. So if you feel these symptoms, you're overreacting, avoiding, secluding, scrolling, and feeling tired, then you might be stressed. You have to think about it. Another social factor I want to talk, actually I forgot to talk about, is that sometimes people take too much of overload. They want to do this. Parents want to involve their children in all kinds of activities. They are going judo, karate, they are doing music, they're doing dance, they're doing athletes, they are then coding class, they are AI class. So just understand how much you can take. Just don't keep filling your brain with all these things, and then and then you stressed about it. So be aware of how much you can do. Parents, be aware of how much your child can do. Have a reflection session, self-reflection sessions. Sit down with your child and self-reflect on what happened and what can we do. So, like I said, when you have these symptoms, then it's a warning sign. You have to sit down and look into yourself. Even if you don't have these symptoms, I would like everybody to look into yourself and learn who you are. Because if you don't know about your biology, your psychology, social, you're just running without even knowing who you are. And today I want to introduce this concept called metacognition. Do you guys know that Facebook has changed their name to Meta? Meta. It's Meta now. Anybody knows who is Meta? We'll talk about it later. Meta is beyond. Are you your body? Are you your mind? Or you're something else? Are you beyond that? Meta is your ability to think about your thinking. So if everybody right now just close your eyes for a brief moment, close your eyes, not brief moment, just close your eyes and take a deep breath with me. Take another deep breath. Now we're gonna do a little breathing technique. It's called box breathing. We will inhale for 4 at the count of 4. We will pause at the count of 4. We'll exhale to the count of 4, and we'll pause to the count of 4. So take another deep breath. Now inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just keep breathing normally. Keep your eyes closed. Now look into your brain, your mind. Are you having any thoughts? Are you the thoughts, or you're observing the thoughts? Is that thought going in your brain, is that you? Or you are the observer and watching the thoughts? It's a very important question. Because if you're not the thought, you're observer the thought, that who is this observer? Take a deep breath and open your eyes. That is metacognition, your ability to think about the thinking. So when you are in metacognitive shift, if you are stressed, you will not say I'm stressed. You will say I'm noticing the stress. If you are anger, you will not say I am angry. If you are in metacognitive dimension shift, you will say I am noticing the anger. If you are sad, you will not say I am sad. You say I am noticing I am sad. Because sadness is in your body and mind. when you take that shift, then you are ready to move and take care of it. If you are stressed, then how will, if your machine is stressed, then how will the machine take care of itself? If you are anger, how will it take care of anger? But if you say, I am not angry, I am noticing I am have anger, let's take control of it. That is the newest thing in the market, I'm telling you. The neuroscience, everybody is currently working on this concept called metacognition. And that is very, very empowering, because then you not identify with the disease. You don't identify with stress. You don't identify as depressed. You don't identify as anxious. I don't want people keep going, oh, I'm an anxious boy. Oh, I'm a terrible boy. I'm a, we say those things about ourselves, right? I am this and that. But you are not that. You are watching that you are that. And when you create that space, then you become empowered, because then you can change that. But if you have become that, then you will never be able to change it. If you have decided you are that, then how will you change it ever? Right? So you're stuck there. Rest of your life, you have just decided at age of 15, 14, 13 that you are that. You're stuck with it all your life. That is your identity all your life. But that's not. Metacognition gives you the ability to work on yourself. If there is a negative software you have uploaded, you can change that. Right? So how does metacognition work? It make your thinking brain turn on, emotions slow down, and your choices appears, and you will see you have choices. We already did this live exercise, right? Okay, so now I'm gonna talk about how much time I have. Let's see. I wanna. Oh, I'm actually running very. Am I running out of time? Just 8 minutes
It's
left, right?
yeah, it's okay. I think we can cover the presentation.
Yeah, it's almost done actually.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
the
yeah.
last part, I'm gonna tell you, if you are stressed today, what you gonna do? Okay, guys. So I gave you a lot of things. I am gonna give you the last thing, which is the 3-step process. It's called the mind sync, synchronizing your mind with the reality. Your mind is wandering past, future, everywhere. The mind sync. You know what is sync means? Sync means synchronizing it with the reality, present moment, not anywhere else. And you know what? The mind sync was formed by me and my collaborator, at that time in 2017, there was a yoga teacher in the state of Indiana, in Indianapolis. Her name was Margie Bowling. I want to acknowledge her here, that we both of us sit together and try to create this preventive program. And Margie Bowling was, she just grew up in America. She didn't know about India or anything, but she happened to learn yoga and become a life coach. And then we sat down in 2017 and created this term, the mind sync, and the 3 pillars of mind sync. So I'll tell you how powerful it is. So imagine you are stressed. Imagine your friend, your relative, your wife, your CEO, your coworker, your teacher said something to you, right? What will happen? And it was upsetting to you. What will you do? Tulika, what will we do if somebody said something not so good or something happened? You got a result or something. What will happen to your brain? You
Yeah,
will
I think
start
the
thinking
anger
about it.
or yeah,
Yeah,
the
you will
anger
have
or the
emotions.
sadness maybe. Yeah,
Yes, you will
emotion.
have sadness and anger, but what will
Yeah,
happen in your brain is you will start thinking very fast. You will keep thinking about it, ruminating about it. All day you will think, what if I have done this? What if I have done that? What if, why did the person said that? You will just keep thinking about it. And so much thinking and thinking that you will get stressed
yeah,
from
true.
rumination. You cannot
Hmm.
just shut down and not think about it, right? If somebody said you are not good, you are not my friend, I break up with you, this and that, this kind of things happen. So our brain just thinking, ruminating, consuming all the energies, all the ATPs. If you remember, I talked about the mitochondria and ATP. Consume all the ATPs, you get stressed. And then you go to sleep, and when you're stressed, you get more dreamy sleep. The day, please notice, if during the day you think a lot, especially very emotional things like that, when you go to sleep, you dreams that day. That means your brain is more active, so you're not getting the restful sleep actually. That's a problem. When you're stressed all day, you should be getting more non-dream sleep, where actually your brain gets it, but actually it's opposite. So if you think too much and too emotional thinking too much, you may have get more dreamy sleep. And when you wake up, you are again tired. So that's why we introduce these 3 steps. So whenever you think you are in stress, you cannot get rid of something that is bothering you, just sit down, take a pause, and use these 3 pillars, 3 steps. First step, go into restroom, go into your car, or go into your study room, go into a quiet room, and maybe plug some meditation app, do a guided meditation, or just do box breathing for 5 minutes. So that is the first step, that you have to calm down your brain. When you do that 5 minutes of meditation, guided meditation, you distract your brain. You may actually not have even thoughts. You can go in 5 minutes, you can, like this breathing I told you, box breathing. There are a lot of guided meditation you can just do 5 minutes, and you will see that after 5 minutes your brain is little refreshed, because you're not thinking about that negative thing that is bothering you. So first step is take a pause for 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Just do mindfulness. That is the first step. Second step, now take a pen and paper, or maybe take like a notebook or your phone and open the email or something and start writing. Write down the thing that is bothering you. Write down what is that thing, what is that problem. The second step is problem solving. So first step, mindfulness, calm your brain. Now your brain is ready to work. Then go into problem solving. What is that problem? Okay, that person said this to me, that is upsetting me. I'm sad about, or I'm worried about my future, I'm worried about exam, whatever the problem is, you have to write it down. We are not writing down the problem, we are just running it in our brain all day, ruminating about it. We have to use our brain, give instructions to our hand, and actually put it down on the paper so you can see it. When you see it, it becomes visible. Now you have to use the second step, which is problem solving. If somebody said something to you, you are not my friend, you said, okay, I'll work on it, I'll do this, I will do this, whatever you could do. Think about the solutions. And we actually teach this competency in our program that we have. We teach the effective ways of problem solving. Nobody is teaching problem solving these days. So we teach that, and we'll talk about when talk about that, our program. So we teach problem solving. How do you solve a problem? So second step is problem solving. And after you have, so problem solving, you may not get solution right away, but you may create a plan how you're gonna solve it. Imagine you have a debt, you have to pay like $100, $1,000, somebody, you can plan. Okay, I'm gonna give 10 rupees I'm gonna save 10 rupees, I'm gonna save $10, like that. Or if you have an exam coming, so you have this chapter to finish or a book to finish, you say, okay, I'm gonna read 10 pages every day from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m., 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. I'll give it. Make a plan. Don't just worry about, oh, what will happen with my exam, I'm gonna fail, or what will happen with that. Plan. Solve the problem. If you don't plan and solve the problem, how will you'll always be just thinking about it. So that is the second step. So first step, take a pause, become mindful. Whenever you're stressed, you can use it any day, anytime you want to use it. Second step, have a problem solving journal. Keep that whatever notes you take in this problem solving, keep that so that you can keep working on it. And you may not find the solution today, but if you practice problem solving tomorrow, you might find the solution tomorrow, because you are invested in solving your problems. Are you invested in solving your problems, or you are invested in ruminating on your problems? That is the question I want to ask you, all of you today. Think about it. Do you ruminate on your problems, or you actually put it down on paper and solve it, or you have a plan? It's very important for planning. When I was in 10th grade, I used to plan. I don't know, there was just habit I developed since childhood. And the third step is that you have to think a positive outcome. See, you have the option of either thinking a negative outcome or a positive outcome. If you opt for positive outcome, then it will decrease your worry, and you will be able to move with a more energy and motivation. So think about a positive outcome of your problems. Whatever it will happen, it will happen. Even if there is a breakup or something, maybe it's for good. Think positive. Maybe something positive there for me. What is positive in it? Think positive aspects of it. And I'll tell you, I treated a lot of soldiers, army men who went on wars, and one guy came after a war and told me that he survived. He did not have any trauma, or but the other person got so stressed. The person who didn't get stressed actually was positive. He has a positive outlook about things. So positivity is very important. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, when he was giving his speech in the parliament, he once said, he showed us a cup which was half full, and then he said, somebody will say the cup is half full, somebody will say the cup is half empty, but I will say it's half full with water, half full with air. There is no negativity. That's how the leaders think. They think positive. All kinds of problems will come onto their table, but they'll have to think positive. That's how they come out of it. That's how they solve the problems. So 3 steps, guys. Remember, mindfulness. Be mindful as soon as possible when you're stressed. Take a break. Do guided meditation, box breathing, or diaphragmatic breathing. Take the second step. Solve the problem. Whatever the solution you can think of. If you can't think of solution, ask for help. It's no problem in asking help. Ask your friends, ask your teachers, your parents, ask for help. And third thing, staying positive. And practice these 3 steps anytime, anywhere you want, and you will see that you will have some relief in stress. And we teach this in our program formally, which we'll talk about later. So like we said, pause, do the mindfulness, notice the problems you have, and then choose the right problems and choose positivity. Final message: nobody is broken. You were never taught the manual. You don't know your manual, your biology, your psychology, your social factors. You don't know that. That is the problem. We end up in trouble. So the self-awareness today, when you get into the self-awareness today, you will know about yourself, and then you will be ready for the future. Whatever challenges will come. See, stress is inevitable. It will come in this form or that form. Everything is all good, and then you broke your arm. That's another stress. Everything is good and you had a breakup. Everything is good and then you have some exam coming or some bad news coming. We don't know. We live in this kind of world. But you are ready for it. You're prepared for it. You're not gonna get stuck at any stress. You will be able to pass through it with the knowledge of yourself. Self-awareness, you can pass through it. So get ready, or make yourself ready today for the future. And that is the end of the slides. And it is, I think it's the right time.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Shivam.
Thank you.
I think it was a very helpful presentation. The students and the participants are going to take something from here which is going to help them to manage their stress. So you mean to say, Dr. Shivam, that to the kind of stress we suffer or we experience is actually coming from not only the circumstances which are creating this stress, but also from the biology. It means the kind of genetic uh, manufacturing we have. We get it if our parents, they used to have and experience this kind of stress a lot, we would also have that tendency to experience that stress even when the situations are not that stressful. You mean to say that is that something which
Could you
actually, and this is
beg your
curable,
pardon?
this is
Yeah, yeah. What I couldn't get it. Could you repeat? Sorry, I'm sorry. What did you say?
okay. So what I
What was
was
your
like,
question?
what
Yeah.
you mentioned during your presentation is that
Yes, yes.
when we get stressed because of different
Mm,
reasons, one of the reason
mm.
can be our biology, which is the genetics which we have
Yes,
received
yes,
from our parents and ancestors.
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes.
So
See, it is
that is
important.
curable.
See,
Yeah.
it is very important that we know the current advances in science. Right now, we are going in this age that we can actually map your ancestry. There is ancestry DNA. Actually, one of my
Okay.
friend just launched a company in India, Ancestry DNA. It can tell you, it can map all your genes, tell you if you are predisposed from diabetes from your ancestors. See, you are coming from the DNA given to your mom and dad, and then mom and dad got DNA from their mom and dad, and this ancestry DNA is coming.
And this is
Certain things,
curable.
certain
Yeah.
things you do, certain things you do, you behave actually coming from your mom and dad, you don't even know. I'll actually tell you, one of my friend, whenever he thinks deeply, his eyes goes like this. I don't know if you see that me. And when I
Okay.
saw met his son, 12-year-old son, he does the same thing.
Okay.
And
Okay.
music, you see, if your parents were musician, there's very likelihood 50% chance that you will be musician too. You will have music, you will just grasp the music so easily. Some people you see are good in music, some people are not so good. Some people are good in mathematics, some people are not good in mathematics, they are good in something else. That is
Okay.
the
So
genetic ancestry you are getting from your DNA. So you may be getting DNA. Now there are DNA which shows that you could be stressed. There is a gene. If you have that kind of gene, that you may be more prone to stress.
okay.
So it's
All right.
important for
So
you to know that. Yeah.
great. So I think this session was very, very helpful, Dr. Dubey, and I'm sure our participants have one very important thing which I want to tell you here. Dr. Dubey, we have participants from all over India. There are many schools which are actually screening this session for a group. So
Yes,
we
yes.
we are we are overwhelmed seeing the kind of participants we have here. We would love to move to the Q&A round now. I'm
Yeah,
sure
sure.
after the presentation, our participants are having multiple questions here for you. So we would start. Can you open the Q&A? Can you see, Dr. Dubey,
You want
or
me
I
to
should
open the
read it for
chat?
you? Yeah, the
Yeah, I
Q&A.
can open the chat, but
Yeah,
if you tell me the question, then I'll be
yeah.
able to.
So this is, yeah. So
Yeah.
I would, this is the first question. This is Kirut Thika is I think he's a student. He's saying how to manage studies while when we are stressed.
I told you, you have to start planning. If you're, first of all, if you said you're stressed, if you're stressed, first of all, you have to see you are not stressed. You noticing the stress. If you identify yourself stressed, then the game is done. You are noticing the stress. Then you follow the 3 steps I told you. You have to get rid of stress, because stress will lead to what? Disease. You may end up with diabetes, you may end up with hypertension, you may end up with depression, anxiety, all kinds of things. You don't want that. So if you're stressed and you're studying, you have to first take care of your stress. So you are asking me a question, how do I study when I'm stressed? Well, first you have to take care of the stress. Study will study will keep going. Studying will
Okay, so
happen, then you go on, games will happen, life will happen, everything will happen. But stress, if you continue, you're damaging your body. So first of all, I would advise you to do the biopsychosocial evaluation for yourself. Sit down, start using the 3-step process that I told you, and maybe involve in more activities or classes to take care of the stress. And then you will enjoy the study. Then study won't be a stress. You will enjoy the study. And for study, I will always want all kids to make a plan. Don't just study randomly. You have a mathematics, you have history, you have geography, you have all these subjects. Put that down, make a plan that I'm gonna study from 6 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. for this. I'm gonna spend half an hour, 15 minutes, Monday, Saturday, Sunday. Plan it out, schedule, put it in schedule. Then you won't have to think about it and worry about it. That's problem solving. When you have put it down, then you will think about, oh, what will happen to my maths? You say, oh, it's already in my schedule. On Saturday, I'm gonna work on it. I don't have to worry about it now. Let's just have fun. So today you will have fun because you have planned it. So you have to first control your stress, and you have to go into the 3-step process, mindfulness, and then plan your studies. Don't make it anything that is pending, plan it out. You say, okay, I cannot do this drama thing now. I'm gonna do it next year. Whatever it is. So if you are stressed, first take care of your stress, and then study will be enlightening. You will enjoy it, and use the 3 steps. Okay, I hope I answered his question.
Yeah,
Her
thank you for
question,
this.
sorry.
And another question is from Ayush. He says, what is mental health? So I think this is
Yes,
a very, very
mental health.
basic question. Yeah,
Very important. I started my conversation with what is mental health. Mental health is a state of your body, brain, where you can function, where you can function socially, occupationally, and personally. You're enjoying your personal life, you're enjoying your professional life, you're enjoying your social life, your ability to do that. And anything that limits it is a mental health problem. If you are stressed and you're not able to enjoy this thing, that study, you're not doing good in your professional life, your social life because of stress, then that's the problem. So mental health education, this is the need of today. The schools need to train. They're teaching kids for mathematics, geography, history. AI can do all that. But the skills that you need to run yourself, you have to do it yourself. That's why, Tulika, I told you, as we discussed, we launched the mental health education curriculum for the whole world. We are
yeah,
running that in more than 30 schools, and more than 30,000 children every day in their schools. They have the mental health actually subject. Not
yeah.
just along with mathematics and geography, they have separate subjects called mental health education. Because if we don't know about ourselves, how will we do mathematics, algebra, if we are not mentally sound, mentally healthy? I hope I answered your question, Ayushi. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking question.
Yeah, this is another question from Ananya Chauhan. She says, is stress linked to ADHD?
Very good question. See, ADHD is a big thing. Oh my God, you just opened this another. I can have a separate talk just on ADHD because that's what I do. I treat ADHD all day. Let me help you. What is your name? What is her name?
So her
Who asked the
name
question?
is
Ananya.
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 Yeah, Ananya.
Ananya, see, ADHD. What is ADHD? ADHD is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. But let's remove the D and just think about ADH, attention deficit hyperactivity. Do you have attention deficit, Tulika? Sometimes
See, I
I
get
have it.
zoned out, but yeah, I
Yeah,
get
we
zoned
all
out
have.
while working. Yeah,
Every
but not
every
regular.
person,
Yeah, yeah.
every person has attention deficit in the whole world. There's nobody who say I don't have attention deficit. We are
Yeah.
all hyperactive sometimes. Sometimes
Yeah,
we are
the
more
frequency
hyperactive, sometimes
matters.
we are
Yeah,
weak. We are all, this is our human nature. ADH, attention deficit hyperactivity, we all have it. ADHD, what is D? D is a disorder. When our attention deficit goes to that level that it is disrupting us, then it's a disorder. Otherwise, we all have it, some of it. So if you have attention deficit but you are doing good in your school or you are able to get things done, then you don't have ADHD. You just a normal variant. See, One person will get 60 marks, one person will get 80 marks, one person will get 90 marks, but all are pass. Nobody is fail, because passing is at 45 or something. They're all, somebody has more focus, somebody has less focus. It's just your normal variant. You not have ADHD. First consider that. Now when you're stressed, I told you your prefrontal cortex, your wise brain doesn't work properly. So you're not able to think properly. You're not able to take decisions properly. So definitely when you're in stress, you're going to have focus problems, attention deficit, and you will be restless. So you may have more ADH, right? You may have more symptoms like that, right? But so yes, stress could lead to ADH, but stress could lead to ADHD only if you are ADHD is actually a neurobiological disorder. It's like genetic. So to talk about real ADHD, the real one, not like create manufactured because you are doing too many things, you can't have enough focus and you think you have ADHD. That's a problem too these days. People doing so many things, they cannot focus and they think they have ADHD. So ADHD is a neurobiological disorder, which actually is a genetic disorder. So stress, if you have a hidden ADHD symptoms, it is possible that with stress you can, uncover it, or it manifests earlier or easily. That is possible. But stress in itself does not lead to ADHD.
Okay, so
I hope I answered the question, but I can tell you this is a whole another topic.
yeah. Are you there, Dr. Shivam? Hello. Yes, Dr.
Hello?
Shivam. Yeah,
Okay.
yes. So thank you for this answer. Now another question. We'll take these questions quickly. Now the Livia Chauhan, she says, which part of the brain is still developing in teens?
Prefrontal cortex, the wise brain. Wise brain is still developing. See, there are three parts I told you. One is like a reptilian brain stem, which is like very reactive. We call it lizard brain. When you don't think and you just react, you're like a lizard. When you are arguing with your friend, you are this, you are that, you are this, you are that, like without even thinking, you are acting from your reptilian brain. And then top of that is like a limbic system, which is emotional, which is like a mammalian brain. And on top of that is prefrontal cortex, which is the human brain. We have to use our human brain, prefrontal cortex. When you are fighting with your friends or anything like that, don't use your reptilian brain. Don't behave like a lizard, or like become human.
Okay, so that's what mindfulness is all about, I guess.
Yeah,
We need to be more
mindfulness can
mindful
switch.
while replying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are mindful that which brain you're using, you can switch it.
Yeah.
You have the ability.
So okay, so the next question we are taking is from Tavisha Bindal. What she says is, how can we prevent stress from accumulating over time instead of only reacting to it when we are already overwhelmed?
Yes, that's what the self-awareness. I told you about the self-awareness. Self-awareness is that you become aware of yourself. You do the three-step process. First, do 5 minutes or 10 minutes mindfulness. Then second thing, you write down the problem and fix it today. Plan the solution. Otherwise, you will keep accumulating it and you will get overwhelmed. You are actually, your question is the answer. That you will
Yeah, so
obviously get, if you keep accumulating the facts, you will get you will get overwhelmed from it. And you have to use mindfulness. Too much knowledge is also a problem. You just keep accumulating the knowledge and you don't know what to do with it. So you have to do mindfulness. You have to do self-reflection. Yes.
okay, thank you for this. Another question is from Arman Singh. What he says is, thanks for coming to this session. Thank you, Arman, for joining as well. My doubt is about how one can prepare 15 officer like qualities they want in defense service well and show them effectively in service selection board. Okay, he's I think more worried about his selection in army. So that's he's trying to send service selection board to join defense forces. And my second question is about how to manage the exam excess release of adrenal hormone, how to make it up normal to normal. So I
Yes,
think, yeah, yeah,
we already talked about it, self-awareness. Well, the good thing is, Arman, you're already self-aware. You
yeah.
know you have an adrenaline rush. You have what is the problem. You already know that. Now this is the time for you to follow the three steps and start controlling it. Go into self-awareness, find out your biopsychosocial, and then use the three step. We actually have a program and a certification where we teach 10 competencies: self-awareness, self-management, problem solving, positive psychology, cognitive skills, relationship skills, responsible decision making. We teach it and give you a certification. You can use that certification in your interview, in your life, wherever you're going. Or if you are in a school, you can invite us to start the mental health education program in the schools formally.
Okay. Okay, we can actually, we would have another session talking about Dr. Dubey's initiative, which is actually helping a lot of teens all over the world. And we can definitely talk in details about that. And right now, I think many questions, Dr. Dubey, I must say, many
Yeah.
students are talking about how to control the stress over examinations. So
Yes,
this is
yes,
one
yes.
of the very common question.
Yeah, so
Because we have
like we
teens now.
said,
Yeah.
yeah, like we said, use the three-step process, the bind sync process. Synchronize your mind with the reality, not with the worry and the future. Synchronize with the reality, take the three steps, become mindful right away, do a guided meditation for 5 minutes, take a pause, do some box breathing, and then secondly, the whatever the school exam you have, plan for it. Plan for your exam. Plan when you're going to study mathematics. Plan when you're going to study what day, what chapter, what book, what page you're going to study. Plan it. If you have a plan, you won't have to worry about it all day. You say, okay, that is my schedule. I'm going to do this. That's how I'll reach my destination. Before the exams, last 2 days, I'm going to revise it. I'm going to do this. Plan for it. Write it down. Not just have in your head, okay, I'll do this. No. Write down on paper like a scheduler. Put it in your calendar.
Yeah. So planning is important. So
Very important.
yeah, so we are also willing to take a few video questions here. The people who are willing to come and talk on screen. After this
Yes.
question, please raise your hand if you are willing to come and talk in a video chat. We are the another question I'm taking in the meantime. Dr. Dubey is from Devishi Gulati. She is asking: we learn that the brain can relearn, but can our brain forget everything and learn again on our own consent, leaving the exceptions of memory loss? I think trying to understand. Can I repeat the question to you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We
sure.
Yeah, we learn that the brain can relearn, but can our brain forget everything and learn again on our own consent, leaving the exception of memory loss? Like if there is no memory loss, can we
Yeah, yeah.
still remove the bad memories? I think that is what she's trying to ask.
No, 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 you cannot forget anything. See, whatever happening to you is gonna stay with you forever. There is no way you can erase a memory. You
Yeah.
may put it under the unconscious, deep unconscious, that by avoiding it, but it may show up in your dream. You don't know. There is no, you think you have erased it, but actually you have not. It's somewhere in your deep. There are three layers of the brain: conscious brain, unconscious, and there is subconscious. You may push, if you avoid something too much, you may push down into unconscious, but it still stays with you. So you cannot totally erase it. You can erase from your functional memory, but not from your deep down memory. And If a memory is emotional, it stays longer. If remember, I still remember when I was a kid, my mom is very loving, okay? But she did slap me one time when I was in sixth grade. And I still remember it because I was emotional. I may not remember thousand things happen to me, but any memory that has attachment with emotion will stick with you all your life. Or maybe if you believe in life after that, then even it could carry there, you know. Yes.
All right. So
But
next question is,
another thing. Let me just
yeah,
sorry, Tulika.
yeah,
You
yeah.
you you can actually relearn a better memory, create a new neurocircuit. You may had a trauma from this relationship or that happened, but you can have another memory. We will overcome this memory. So if you were betrayed, sometimes people who are betrayed by their relationship or anybody in school or wherever, they can have another memory which is loving, kind, and trustworthy that will overcome that. So that memory will become more active than the bad memory. You can learn good memories. Yes.
I think it's a practice which we need to maintain. I think that is what uh, helps actually practicing to think positive. All right.
Yes.
So Apurva Sharma, uh, she's asking, what is our one stress management technique you personally recommend for busy days?
Yes, I like I said, three-step process of the mind sync, the self-management in the three steps in itself is a very important because first you become mindful, you can reflect, you give rest to your brain. Second, you do problem solving when you think and you reflect and solve your problems, and then you think positive. Do three steps, that's the best self-management strategy you can do. Besides obviously taking care of your hygiene and your sorry, your exercise, sleep hygiene and all that.
Okay, so we have Ayush here, Ansh here. I'm sorry. Hi, Ansh.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes, you're very
Yes,
much
hi
audible.
Ansh.
Thank you.
Hi.
Please ask your question.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
And good morning for sir, especially.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm a student of grade 10th and
Very
I
good.
have a major interest in biology.
Very good.
Well, I really like the way that you integrated biology with social factor like stress.
Mm,
So,
yes.
thank you very much for that, sir.
Okay, no
And
problem. Thank
I
you.
had a question that,
Yeah,
as we
please.
know, we mostly live in extremes, as we are either too much stressed or too much relaxed. I wanted to ask how to find a balance between so much pressure and stress and relaxation, because you
Okay.
also don't want to get too much relaxed that you stop caring about other
Yeah,
things.
yeah. So have you, the same thing happened with Buddha. You know Buddha, Mahatma
Uh,
Buddha.
yes,
You know,
yes,
he was living luxurious life, and then he went into forest and he meditated and he left everything, right? So
yes.
one time he was like too much fun, and one time he just let everything go. So he was like, what is the life actually about? So have you ever played a guitar?
Yeah, one time in my
Yeah.
life.
So if the guitar string is too tight, yeah, you tight it too much, and you try to play the music, music won't come. If you make
Yes,
it loose and you try to play the guitar, music won't come. The music will come when the string is balanced.
yes.
Same way in your life, if you are balanced, then you will enjoy the life.
Okay. So I
Anything
want,
of extreme is not good.
yeah,
To live the life and enjoy, you have to have balance. How to find the balance in your life? That is
yeah,
very important, right? So there is a physical balance, there is a mental balance, and there is a spiritual balance. The different kinds of balance. You have to work on all of these. Physical balance, exercise, eating healthy, and all that. Don't go in just extreme of junking food. Mental balance, you have to give break to your mental. You have to do mindfulness. You have to practice meditation, yoga. All those things are very important. Research is showing, you won't believe, in United States every small city has a yoga studio. Every small city. And they don't even know about India that much. Even like the rural areas, they will have a yoga studio.
yeah,
They are practicing yoga all the time. Meditation, mindfulness, giving rest to your brain, that's a balance for your mental. And then there's spiritual balance too, which I don't want to dwell too much. But when you talk about metacognition, that is actually little spiritual, where we talk about consciousness and all that. So very good question. Balance, like I said, if you want to play the music of your life, you have to be balanced. Another thing I'll tell you very interesting is that we all have expectations. Since you were born, you have expectations. You have expectation for your mom, she's gonna feed me when I'm hungry. You have expectation from your dad, he's gonna take you to school. You have expectation from teacher, she's gonna teach you. You have expectation from everybody. You have expectation from your cricket team to do wonderful, but sometimes they don't. So if you have too rigid expectations, extreme expectations from you, that is also you're setting yourself for failure.
Yeah, pretty
You
much
have to
true.
have flexible expectations from yourself and from rest of the world. Prime minister is bad, this person, police is bad, this, you have expectations like they have to be perfect. There's no way. You
Yeah,
have to have fluid. Sometimes they'll be very good, sometimes they will be very not very good. You don't get stressed if you set expectations rigid, very rigid. It has to be thin line. If you want my friendship or my relationship, you have to run on a thin line. Rigid expectations, too extreme, you are setting yourself for failure. That person won't be able to perform at the same expectations all the time. That is also balance is needed there, right? I hope
Thank
I
you, Ansh,
very
for
answered
the
good
your
question. I
question.
hope you got the answer.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. And thanks for the concept of neuroplasticity. I would love to integrate it in my life daily. Thank you
Yes,
very
and
much.
read about it.
Oh,
Read about it.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes.
thank you,
thank
Ansh.
you.
Now we're going with another person. We have Devanshi here. Yes, Devanshi. Thank
Hi.
you for joining. Tell me what's your
Thank you
question.
very much, ma'am. My name is Devishi Gulati.
Sorry, Devshi. Yeah, yes,
Good morning,
yeah.
Dr. Dubey. Now, straight away
Is it
coming to
Devi
my question.
Shri? Is it Devi
Devishi,
Shri?
It's Devishi.
She, not
Yes,
Shri.
no,
Okay.
not really.
yeah.
So straight away coming to my question, I have seen a lot of people who are suffering with emotional pain, and they feel that emotional pain in every day in their lives. So my main question is, when does this emotional pain get converted into a mental illness?
Chronic. If you con anything that stays chronically will lead to mental illness. So if you have emotional pain, work on it. Take care of it now. Become self-aware. First of all, you have to be self-aware. There's emotional pain going on. Then you have to manage it as soon as possible. Not like right away, but work on it. Because
Yes.
then it will lead to disease. How it will lead to disease? Like I told you, when you're emotional, your body will release cortisol. And if a cortisol is chronically activated, it's telling your brain you're in trouble, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. And body is giving signal to the brain is giving signal to the body, you're in trouble, you're in trouble. And that could even lead to physical disease. Not only mental illnesses, emotional will pain is not only going to cause mental illness, it can cause physical problems too. And how does the mental illness will happen? Emotional pain will make you learn negative things about yourself, like your core beliefs. It will make you learn you are not good enough, or I'm always suffering. This will make your brain learn all these stupid softwares
Mhm.
that will
Yeah,
lead
I
to
had.
suffering.
Sorry, sir.
That will lead to mental illness. What is mental illness? Let me define it. Mental illness is the illness when it disrupts your functionality. Before that, it's not illness, it's just stress.
Yes.
Illness is when you get to doctor, right? So your
Mhm.
question is, when emotional plane, which is like stress, when it becomes a illness it becomes when it affects your functionality, your ability to socially functional. You're not going to parties, you're not going to your weddings, you're not meeting your relatives, you're just secluding. I don't want to talk to mama, I don't want to talk to. That is a social problem you're creating. Professional problem, you are not going to school, you are not doing well in school, that is another problem, that is the mental illness is developing. When you have personal life, is your personal life, personal, social, occupational, when three functionalities are affected, by the emotional pain. That means the emotional pain has converted into a mental illness and you need treatment. But we want you to don't end up there. We want you to become self-aware and work on your emotional pain so your stress doesn't lead to disease. It's not like all of a sudden you will end up wake up and you're depressed. It is actually if you have biological genes for it. See, if your body hardware already have genes for depression, then that's a different thing. I'm telling you. You will maybe more predisposed for emotional pain. Same girl, Devishi, another girl, Ayushi. Devishi has genes for becoming depressed. Ayushi does not. Devishi goes through a problem in relationship. Ayushi goes through a problem in relationship. Both get emotional pain. Because Ayushi had genes, she may be more likely to get depression than Devishi. That's a hardware problem. That's why I said you need to know about our hardware.
And sir, I had one more question. It's a small
Yes.
one.
Did
Can
I answer
any...
your question?
Hanji,
Did you
yes, sir.
understand the emotional pain and emotional mental illness? Yes. Okay.
Yes. And sir, can any type of pain be helpful for our mind?
Pain be helpful for our mind? Yes. Like I said, small stress is fine. I mean, if this pain is making you learn and do better, this because if there is no pain, you will not work on it. So this pain may have opened a dimension for you that you learn from it. Like now you have the pain, so now you will do your biopsychosocial, you will learn about your biology, your psychology. That's empowering. So it's helpful for you, right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Devishi, for your question. Thank you, Dr. Dubey. Now, this is the last question of this session, which we are taking here. I'm sorry, we are about time. I know there are many people who are asking for different questions. We would love to answer all of them, but we are restricted with the time here. So, Saina, yes, yours is the last question we are taking here. And after the session, one more important thing which I want to mention, the session would be available on our YouTube channel. The people who want a personal consultation from Dr. Dubey, they can connect with him through LinkedIn, or they can get his contact information from us. We would love to you to connect with Dr. Dubey for further consultation if you're looking for. So yes, sign up. What's your question?
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good morning in your case.
Yes.
My question is basically I have two questions. The first, as a student from class 11th, we are faced from a lot of competitive environment. But so the main two things that arise that have caused us the most problem are digital distractions and how to pause and reset. So my first question is, given the rise of digital distractions and social media stress, what strategies would you recommend for maintaining mental clarity and focus?
Yes,
Good
you already
question,
know that
actually. Yeah.
there is a problem, distraction, right? Is it coming from your phone? Is it coming from your computer? Where is it coming from? Those distractions. And you have to plan. You can have a 1 hour or half an hour, whatever you want, but you cannot have the notifications going all day long. We all know that. Like I said, we have to have mindfulness, then we have to have problem solving. What is the problem? The problem is distractions. So how do we deal with it? You have to plan for it. You say, okay, I really like to watch this reels or whatever, or Facebook, or whatever distractions you have in your life. Write them down. Be it whatever you consider it as a distraction. Then plan for it. Give it 15 minutes. Give it 20 minutes, 30 minutes just for that. So all day you're not worried about it. You have a
Yeah.
time that from 5:30 to 6 or 5:30 to 45, I'm gonna do this. That is it. So you don't have to think about it all day. You have to take control of your life and plan for it. Not just we just going with the flow, we don't think about it. That is the problem. That's why they are becoming distractions. Right? Why do we make them distractions? Give them a time. If they are so important part of your life that you can't live without it, then put them in your life for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Give it dedicated time,
So it's
not having this
basically
all day.
by dedicating a certain period of time to it, you convert
Yeah.
that distraction to a useful, like a stress buster or break.
Yeah, that you can use it as empowerment for
Yeah,
yourself.
actually, the
Right?
continuous urge of getting to your phone would decline to a certain extent. That is what you're trying to say, Dr. Dubey. If we control ourselves and give ourselves a window to reach out to the phone and
Yeah.
just do the scrolling you want to do, so you can
If
restrict.
you
Yeah,
if you do
and
not
the urge
plan
would
this
also.
machine,
Yeah.
if you do not plan this machine will take over you. It will give you urges, it will give you cravings, it will ruin your mind. That's why you have to think about what you're doing and plan. It's very important that you develop this habit from today.
Um,
You
Okay?
got, I
Any
hope you got
another
the answer,
question you have?
Saina.
Yes.
yes, I had just another question that how can we as students effectively pause during pressure academic phases without falling behind or feeling guilty?
Uh, could you beg your pardon? Could you repeat it again, please?
Sure, sir. I meant to ask, as students, we are often subjected to high pressure academic phases. How
Yes.
can we effectively pause without falling behind or feeling guilty? How can we take a somewhat of a break without
Oh,
falling behind?
okay. So,
Like we call our
see, there are two
session
kinds
pause,
of
reset,
pauses.
rise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you there are two
yeah.
kinds of pauses. If you are totally burned out, you may need to take a leave for 1 or 2 days. That is a separate thing. But if you start inculcating every day 15, 20, 30 minutes pause for yourself, designated, then you will not end up with that. The problem is we are not dedicating that kind of time consciously. The time is half an hour is gone, we don't even know. We are in 2026, we don't even know. It's so fast. Why? It used to be slow. When I was in 1990, 1991 will come after so long. Now the 2026 coming fast because our brain, we just letting, we're not noticing. We are sitting down and wait for watch to tick, 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 30 minutes. Then you will say, oh my God, I had a lot of time. The problem is we are running very fast, and academic pressure, like I said, if you organize, plan for it, then that you won't feel that kind of pressure because it's in your mind that you have to finish this, I have to take that exam, I have this. That is why it's causing problem. If you put it down on the paper, do a mindfulness exercise, put it down on the paper, see it, plan it, then that won't be a stress. That will be a planning. You will be in control. The problem is happening that we are just not thinking, we just letting it run in our brain. That's why it's caused the stress. Academic stress is there, plan for it, and take every day, take breaks, mindful breaks, not just random breaks. Okay, dedicated yourself to
Thank
I
you,
yourself.
sir.
think postponing is itself postponing the problem is itself a problem. So facing the problem is something which actually is going to help you at the
Yes,
end of the
yes.
day. And
And
this
use
was,
positivity to find the positive solution. Be positive
thank you,
about things.
Saina. Thank you for your question. I hope you got the answer. And this was the last actually question which we took. I know many of you are still having so many questions. This was the first session of this entire series of our mental uh, uh, wellness, actually, teen mental wellness. What we are, Dr. Dubey, thank you very much. I think many of our participants are still having questions, but we are about time. So we'll have to actually say bye to everyone. But yes, I must say, the session was very helpful. These all the participants, I'm sure they have a lot of answers now once they're leaving. And after this is we are coming up with many other sessions which are actually going to help all these teenage students, the parents, the teachers, with multiple other questions they may have regarding digital overload, regarding the exam pressure and many other things. So yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Dubey, once again for your time. It was a pleasure to
Yes,
have you
thank you
here.
very much.
Thank you very.
Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys learned something from it. Remember neuroplasticity, remember self awareness, remember metacognition, remember the mind sync, biopsychosocial formulation. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you for your time, Dr. Dubey. This session would also be available on our YouTube channel, so we can definitely revisit the questions, the answers, the solutions which are being provided by Dr. Dubey in this session. The next session of this series is on 19th of January, actually, and this would be taken by Federico Rossi, who's actually a practicing psychologist. Once again, we are picking up the topic of pressure to purpose, guiding teens towards self-discovery. So please join us. Thank you for your presence here. We are overwhelmed. Thank you, Dr. Dubey. Once again, I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Dubey again for this very helpful session for our participants coming from different parts and at this particular time of the evening. We would look forward to your participation in our next session. Thank you, everyone. This was Edushire for you with a series of teen mental illness. Thank you. See you again. Thank you. Good day. Good night. Thank you, everyone.